Okay, hi folks, Doc Martin and I, Speakeasy Show. Tonight we have the awesome, hardest working man, Scott Presler in the MAGA movement. Yes, the man never sleeps. I think he sleeps 15 minutes more than POTUS. If you'll notice, the boxes are really messed up tonight. We've got a ton of people in the Zoom, so welcome aboard, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your work. And before we get going, Scott, what I want you to do is tell people how they can help you and what you do.
Sure. Well, first I'm going to do an introduction. My name is Scott Presler. I spent 2 years of my life working every single day to defeat Hillary Clinton. But what you don't know is that it was President Obama who inspired me to become a community organizer. But on the right side, and when I mean right side, I mean we're right, they're wrong. I worked at an elementary school. I picked up dogs droppings for a living. I was one of those millennials that couldn't find a job after I graduated from college, so I walked dogs for a living. So you're talking to somebody that went from the dog house and who was invited to the White House. Wow. I'm a guy that decided to fight for our country, to fight for what's right, and that I want people to know you don't have to have a huge following on social media to make a difference. All it takes is each of us standing up for what we believe in, our values and principles, and you can change the world. All it takes is one person.
Absolutely, Scott.
Amen.
Well said. I think we on the show, Doc and I, have a show called Promises Kept, and we talk about you, I think, every week. Denise sends me tweets and videos every week. Yes. So we're just amazed at what you get done in a day, probably more than I've done in a year. So we just want to give you kudos for that. And again, please donate to help Scott. This guy is unbelievable. We are so appreciative to have him tonight. And we have a full boat here tonight with Scott. So I'm going to let Denise take over for a second here while I try to fix some of the production here. Go right ahead, Denise.
I just want to give you a minute. Why don't you share with us what your schedule is for the next few months? I know you've got so many exciting things coming up.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
ma'am. Well, a few days ago, I was in Nashville, Tennessee. Then I flew back to D.C. A day later, I drove up to Baltimore, where we did our second Baltimore cleanup, cleaning up 7 tons of trash in 10 hours.
Wow.
Then the next day, I flew to Los Angeles, California, where I visited a homeless camp where there's probably 50 tons of trash. 50 tons of trash and homeless veterans sleeping on the streets. Yet, we in America take care of illegal aliens over our homeless veterans, over the homeless community. The next day, I flew to St. Louis, Missouri. I've been here for about 3 days now. Tomorrow, I'm going to fly back to D.C., pack my bags, and I'm heading back to California for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks in California, I'm going back to Baltimore for cleanup number 3. We made a promise to 81-year-old 4 foot 10 inches Louise that we're going to go clean up trash, and that's exactly what we're going to do. After we do cleanup number 3, I'm heading to Texas. We're heading to Denton, Lubbock, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Galveston. We're going to hit as many big cities in the state of Texas as humanly possible. After we hit Texas, I'm coming to Manchester, New Hampshire. Then, unfortunately, I have to go to Hawaii. Yes. I have to go to Hawaii. I'm so depressed. I'm so dissatisfied.
Hey, if you need a good patriot to meet up with them, you just holler at us, because we've got a wonderful patriot, James R. that lives.
Yes, we do.
Really? Excellent.
Yes.
So basically, my life for the next year is traveling the country doing voter registration, and now I'm a professional trash cleaner-upper, I guess.
I wanted to add one thing. You've done a great job. I'm going to drop out to help with the boxes, but I just want to say one thing to the audience. And Scott knows it, but he's being heavily banned and censored on like Google and all the search engines, because I went to look for stuff and it's so hard to find. They are really so everybody get the word out. Anytime you see any of us retweet something or
Thank you.
Retweet everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Thanks for coming on, Scott. I'm going to drop off to help with the
Stay there, Scott. Scott, don't leave, please.
Don't leave? Okay.
Yes.
And I'll be in Lubbock. I'm 2 hours from here.
So, Scott, tell us, I know that when I was visiting with Miss Kathleen, your assistant, she was talking about how even more important than the optics of the trash cleanups and the goodwill that brings and the notoriety and all that kind of thing. She was talking to us about how vitally it is important it is that we take back our voter registrars because it has such a huge impact. Could you remind our audience why that is such a pivotal role and how important and how easy it is to do this?
Well, I want to make it very clear that Donald Trump will not be reelected as president in 2020 unless we register new Republican voters. We can't rely on our base only. We can't rely on the voters from 2016. We need to register new Republican voters in order to win in 2020. And what you do in the great state of Texas, you have 254 counties. Well, you do have to become a volunteer deputy voter registrar in order to register voters in the great state of Texas, but it's very easy, and you can just type in VDVR, volunteer deputy voter registrar, for your county and sign up for the class. And what we're going to be doing when I come to Texas is we're going to couple my voter registration training, which teaches you how to talk to the voters, but also couple that with the VDVR training, so you will actually be able to, through the state, do it legally to be able to register new voters. But we have to be talking to independents. We have to be talking to soft Democrats. We have to be getting out the vote in order to win in 2020.
So, Scott, you honestly think that even though he won in a landslide, we will not make it if we don't have new ones?
We will not win in 2020 unless we register new Republican voters.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that serious.
Yes.
There was an article after.
They're ferocious. They want this badly. They're going to do everything it takes to win. They're going to cheat. I'm telling you right now, the Democrats are going to cheat. We need to overwhelm the polls. Completely overwhelm the polls.
Now, Scott, I have a quick question for you.
20% of the Spanish population here in Texas has gone over to the Republican Party. That represents 1 million people. I was really glad to hear that.
Yes. Well, listen, again, I'm here in Missouri at a conference. I really wanted to come on to show my appreciation for all the work that you guys are doing. Let's do rapid fire questions. I want to hit as many questions as humanly possible. Let's hit them hard.
Guys, anybody in the chat that's had a question?
Okay.
I would like to. I know you've done. You've got the Baltimore cleanup project, and you got a Los Angeles one. Is that where the next one is? Have you got one planned after that too?
We're heading October 5th, Baltimore number 3, September 21st, Los Angeles, California. And if people want to do cleanups across the country, let me know. We're also going to go to Detroit, Michigan. We've done Newark, New Jersey, and we've also done Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Scott, real quick, talking as someone who's disabled, how easy is it for you to mail the letters, get people interested in registering, getting it done, getting them to the right place? Is it something disability people could do easily?
Yes, okay. Very easily. And in fact, one thing is, if somebody is disabled, if somebody is homebound, if somebody can only use their computer, here's what I want you to do. You know how whenever President Trump tweets, a whole bunch of people reply, or whenever he Facebooks, a whole bunch of people reply?
Right.
You need to look at every single person who has replied positively. And what I want you to do is I want you to message them and say, hey, are you registered to vote at your current address? If not, please go to vote.gov. And this way, we can make sure that people who are homebound, disabled, whatever, you're still being enabled and empowered to get out the vote for our great president. And you're doing it effectively and efficiently by targeting people to make sure that our people who support the president get out and vote in the election. That was
Great.
Brandon Strock, by the way, who just kissed me.
Now, Scott, real quick, I know you did a lot of videos on how to register voters. Are those available on your website?
Secret sauce. I don't want the Democrats to know just everything we're doing right now, but I'm happy to give out my voter registration guide, which teaches you how to register voters in all 50 states. I'm very happy to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, rapid fire. Rapid fire.
We do have a question in the chat. They were asking.
Hold on, folks. One at a time.
What would you say is your biggest need to help support what you're doing?
Biggest thing is I need you to step up and volunteer. I need every single person to do something. I need you to help either register voters, or I need you to stand on street corners with signs, or I need you to write letters, or I need you to join your local Republican Party, or I need you to knock on doors, or I need you to make phone calls, or I need you to
Quit talking and make action.
Again, I'm self-funded. I'm not Republican Party. I'm not Trump campaign. I'm not GOP. I'm literally just ScottPresler.org. I'm myself. So you can also support me.
That's the definition of Trump also.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, before we let you go, I know this rapid fire just quickly because I have been dinged to death this last week. Everybody wants to know what shampoo you use on your hair.
No, that is a secret.
I did.
That is a secret because
I was going to get.
If I were a lefty, if I were a liberal, I'd already be a model. I'd already be in all the commercials. They'd have my hair everywhere.
They would.
Because I'm a conservative, no, I'm going to keep that private because I don't want to give them business until they give me a little bit of moolah.
That's good for you.
I like that because you know what? We just can't give away all of our secrets.
I'll tell you privately. I will tell you privately, but everybody else, look, these men, they don't need to they don't got to worry about it. Now, Miss Pepper, Miss Kimmy, I'll let all you guys in. No, the women folk, I'll let you know.
Got it.
So Scott,
I wanted to say thank you for support that I do, because I feel this so deeply in my bones that I will do whatever it takes to re-elect our president legally within my power.
And we appreciate you taking your time.
Won't you tell us about your website just for a sec? Let the audience know.
So everybody can follow me on Twitter at Scott Presler. There's only one S in my last name, Presler. It's kind of like Elvis Presley, but with an R at the end. And you can also support my work at ScottPresler.org. Again, one S in Presler. And how I'm going to spend the next year of my life is I'm going to travel the country teaching people how to register Republican voters. And now I'm also doing cleanup across the country to make our city clean again.
Hey, Scott, I want to ask you or just mention something that I know you've got coming up. And we've got some static, so I'm having a hard time hearing some of what you said. You might have already mentioned this, but I know coming up in October, you'll be at Trump Morale for the American Priority Conference.
Yes.
With my dear friend, Tom Shadowley, who I adore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tom is wonderful.
I mean, one of the best. And I was talking to him a little bit today, and he told me, he confirmed that you were definitely going to be there still. And so I just want to let everybody know that if they go to American Party, it's AmericanParty.com, and they enter your name, SCOTT1, you can get $150 off the ticket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, yeah, I will be at American Priority Conference. And I believe it's AmericanPriority.com. And again, please listen to what Kimmy said. I'm sure they'll put the details down below. And we're going to have Sarah Huckabee Sanders. We're going to have Donald Trump Jr. I know Huckabee is going to be there, the Huckabee. And I will, of course, be there as well. And I'm going to be talking about free speech and an ambassador of why we need to stand up for the First Amendment. But thank you so much for having me today. I do need to run. I'm here at the St. Louis conference. And I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you were special. And I dedicated some time to be here tonight with you. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
I have to say one more thing. I'm volunteering there, so I expect a hug. And I will see.
Of course. And we will have Again,
Kimmy,
we will
I'm
have
gonna get
permission
mad.
before we hug each other because we are not Joe Biden. We just don't go around hugging people.
I'm already asking permission to sniff your hair in advance.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Well, we love you, and you are welcome back anytime, Scott Presler.
I think he left.
Yeah,
Thank you for making time to join us tonight.
Yes, that was awesome. I'm glad he joined us tonight.
That went much better than I thought it would.
Okay.
I thought with all
we
of
were
us,
going to get more time with him.
I know, and I thought with all of us that he was going to be like, who are these people?
So, folks, we're gonna start off like we normally do on Saturday nights, and I'll introduce everybody that's out on the screens. We have up in the top left right now is Kimmy Jong-un, Why Censored, from the infamous show My Favorite Things on Thursday night.
Which is me.
Say hi, Kimmy.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
I had Boogie and Jason Lyon on my show last week, and if y'all missed it, it was a almost 4.5 hour marathon. Jason for about an hour and a half, and then Boogie for the rest of the time. So much fun. Go back and watch it if anyone missed it.
Now,
I saw the replay. It was worth it watching. Worth it.
And
now
then next
I
week,
didn't say you could plug your show on here. I just said you
Hey.
I just said it was so fun.
Go right ahead, Kimmy, anytime you want to.
Oh, good grief. Anyway, all the boxes are going crazy now. Everybody's dropping off like flies. We're still here. I will fix the boxes. What happened to Pepper Potts? We lost Pepper Potts, or what she call herself now?
Pepper a while back, but we just lost somebody else. Maybe those two ladies that were here, I didn't know.
I think they were Scott's people.
I do too.
Which we were so glad to have.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I think, in Scott's Denton group may not be aware. Miss Kathleen, if you're watching, I need to visit with you and make you aware of some really wonderful tools like Periscope and YouTube and some other platforms that would really help you get your word out.
And ways to maybe get us to help her find what she needs.
Yep. So
Because you cannot do it alone.
I didn't get a chance to point it out because he had to go. But did y'all see? I told y'all that he had a lot of people had forgotten his original roots. That he had a very unusual first job, and that was dog walker. I teased that.
I did not know that.
That's when you do research.
Yes, and I did. There's
Okay, Rusty.
By the way, Ben K. Veritas in the chat is feeling neglected by you, Kimmy. So.
Hold on there. Before everybody
Ben?
starts talking, let me. We just had somebody else join, so let me go through who's on the show right now. Scott Presler was on for a while. He was at a conference. He had to leave, but we're all still here. We have. I just introduced Kimmy Jong-un. Scott of West Texas in the top right corner. Below is Rusty Iceman in the bottom left corner. Kimmy Y Censored, I mentioned her. I'm trying to figure out the boxes here. Oh, the Mouth of the
I wonder
South.
why.
The Mouth of the South. There she is, Beth Duffy.
How
And
you could forget?
joining us as well is Jilly Pepper with a very lovely photograph, I might add. And of course,
There she is.
we have D Nice
The Queen
Martin,
Bee.
who needs to learn how to be nice on Twitter.
No, the Queen Bee.
yeah. Yes, and I'm always nice, and it's not nice to you. Yeah.
Never denies to Phil.
Oh, what is this? I need somebody to help me here.
You need no help, buddy. You walk yourself right into it.
All these women are ganging up on me. Come on, Russ, help me out
No.
Uh-oh.
here.
Yeah, I know better to
Rusty,
stay
you
out
know
of it.
better. Stay out of it, Russ.
I always
Yep.
stay out of it.
Rusty's smarter than that.
I can't hear
That a
you.
long time ago.
Like, what?
God, you know better too.
I can't hear you. I'm not getting in on that one.
You're all alone, Phil. Oh,
See,
no,
no
no.
evil, hear no evil. Hey, I was proud of you though, Phil. When we had a guest, at least I was glad you realized he did not have time for Joe Biden to snip his hair.
I was
Thank
trying.
God.
I was
I would
working
have
on
died.
it.
I knew
I
you were
would
going
have
to find
died.
that out any minute now.
I was trying to get the Biden thing to work. Just wouldn't
You were
work.
trying to do what?
I was trying to get the Joe Biden thing to work. It just wouldn't work.
If you had done that to Scott, I would have never spoke to you again.
I should have done it. Damn it.
You love me and you know it.
Oh, I'm trying to find
you can't
everybody.
shut the mouth of the South so easily.
Hmm.
Queen of the keyboard, also.
True.
Okay, I lost. Where's Chili Pepper? Oh, there she is. I'm trying to find everybody here and fix you.
Are we getting back into the boxes?
I'm working on it.
It looks pretty good right now.
You look like you've had something to say, and like you may have just given up on it.
I do, and I have, and it's a technical thing, but somebody's mic or something is very staticky, and I could hear it over the too.
Yeah, I saw your note, but I can't tell.
I know who it is. It's
Yeah.
Okay, there it was.
It's Scott. Yeah.
Of course.
Now, we normally cannot ever hear that fan, Scott, but tonight you can for some reason.
I forgot to turn it off.
Scott,
I thought we tried
Scott.
it before. It tested it.
We did on
He turned
low,
it
but I
on
had
after
on
that.
high.
He doesn't ever listen.
Everybody before the show, and I couldn't get it out, and then I was trying to stop while Scott was here, and I couldn't do it. I gave it my best shot though.
I heard you, but I was trying to figure out where it was coming from. All I
Yeah,
could hear was
well,
like a little
no.
white noise in the background. It didn't keep me. But
I'm the one that screwed up. I'm sorry.
oh,
Always.
there's always one in the bunch. What? can
Always
you
one in the
say?
bunch.
Always, that's for sure.
It wasn't me. See?
So,
Christy,
did everybody have a great
it was
week of
not
winning this
Phil.
week?
Christy, it was not Phil.
You leave Christy alone.
I've lost chat again. I had chat. I've got like 6 comments on my screen, and that's it.
I got no chat.
I don't know why. Have you ever tried getting a new IP address, Kimmy? Are they doing it that way? Are they zeroing in on your IP address? Because you said you unloaded and loaded Twitter back or whatever it is on your phone.
Periscope. Yeah, it started. Contrary to what Phil and Boogie say, I do think it's Restream. But I haven't thought anything about getting an IP, and I don't even know anything about, like, you just go to Walmart and get an IP address. How does this work?
Yeah, that's out of my
That was
league.
funny. That was
But-
funny.
I bet we've got enough tech gurus around here that can tell you. Somebody might be able to tell you.
I'm wondering if it's a VPN thing, like that's how you get it. Anyway.
Oh, you just head over to Walmart and you get an IPN.
Oh my God.
I know you don't.
Don't ask to buy a gun while you're there.
I don't know how you get one, but I know that in the way.
Oh, look at
Pepper might know.
I got the
She's
boxes. all
technologically
fixed up.
savvy.
He is.
So what are you thinking about down there, Jilly? Let's hear from you.
I'm just taking it all in.
You're in shock, aren't you?
Denise was nice enough to invite me in with you guys, so it's fun to be here.
I'm glad
We're
you're
so glad you came.
I
Like
know,
I
it's been such a long time.
I know, it's harkening back to the Bang Bang Bar days.
Oh my gosh, those were some fun times. So it looks like you guys let loose on here just as much as we did on the Bang Bang Bar.
Oh, yeah, we're just carrying on the tradition.
Now, how
And
did you get in
everybody-
touch with Scott Presler, Denise?
I'm sorry, darling.
How did you get in touch with Scott Presler? How did you
To
get
be
him
real
on?
honest with you, I'm not rightly sure. I think that everybody.
I tweeted him.
I talked about him so much that I think Beth and several people I hear tweeted out to him, And so he DM'd me his phone number and said, call me. And I did. And then I started. He put me in touch with his people. I don't have people; it's just me. You see me?
Yeah, me.
I have the staff meeting, you know.
Yeah.
But he got people. So he put me in touch with his people, Miss Kathleen, and she came on last week and visited with us, and then or week before last, and then he came on this week. So
that was really nice. Yeah, that was really exciting.
Even as short it was really, really good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very sweet of him to make time. And, you know, the other thing, the secondary reason why I wanted to come on was I wanted him to know that we support him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It didn't just because, I wanted to get the word out and all that kind of thing. But I wanted him to know that we love him and support him because he is really a hero for me because he, you know, so many people talk a good game, but when it comes time to putting it out online, you know, they leave it at the locker room talk. And
But it's just
that
like
meant
I was saying. It's like I was saying about the disability. So many of us will not do anything because we think we can't, but there are things we can do.
That's true.
And that's something I wanted to get across, that it's not something that can stop you. You
Right.
can do something that affects it.
And you are living proof of that, Miss Beth.
Exactly.
That's why we admire you for your testimony.
That's why I wanted him to say it. I had to hear it.
Well,
So there's a lot of
no
things
shit.
we can do. There's so much we can do. We can support candidates in our town. We can, as what Scott does, help clean
And
up.
you're doing the RNC up there where you are, right?
Yes, I'm going to get signatures for John James to get him on the ballot.
Awesome.
Yay!
When he gets
Yeah,
on the
he's working
ballot,
local.
yeah, I'll keep doing it. You know, as long as they want me to do it. You know, it's really good. It makes you feel good. You're doing something to help.
And
which is
that's
really
what I
great.
wanted, was something that felt like I was contributing to. So that helped a lot.
Well, and there are so many ways because even, wasn't it Pompeo that was talking about this week about our ground game making a difference for re-election? I mean, I was going, wow, that was unusual coming from him. So I thought that was really neat.
You know, he said he was gonna be in Detroit. I meant to find out. I can go help.
There you go.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I was glad to find out Lubbock.
In the Texas area that wants to get involved, be sure and let me know, and I'll get word to Miss Kathleen that you're wanting to get involved in Texas.
I want to get involved in Texas.
Oh, I'm putting you to work, girl.
Yeah,
I know
I'm glad-
Phil
I'm
really
glad-
wants to get involved in Texas, doesn't he?
Do what,
I'm
darling?
always-
I said I think Phil really wants to get involved in Texas. I hear he likes it
Phil
there.
wants nothing to do with Texas.
Oh boy, Texas.
Oh,
Oh
lucky
boy,
you
you
get to
got.
live in Texas.
Oh, you got
Look,
it.
Patrick, I'm Texas. Howdy, y'all.
Oh no!
Howdy, y'all.
Get a dog, little Lonnie! Get a dog!
Oh, Joey, Joey.
Dogs, little Lonnie!
I don't know if you know or not, but I am deaf, and he puts
The
these
stars
somethings
tonight
on,
are done
and I have
them
no
whenever
clue.
they have to be over Domo stupid Texas. Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
You don't want to know what it said, Beth. You just don't even want to know.
I don't.
I'm telling you. That man,
We're breaking you in there.
As long as he doesn't do the Asian dude, I'm fine.
Oh,
well, I'm not okay when he is making fun of me.
Do Woody Woodpecker?
No, he was doing SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah.
From Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And I do have a response. It's weak, but I do have a response, but I gotta find it.
Yes. Bill, you owe Denise a better sound wave file.
Thank you.
For her.
Oh, now she's not getting it.
Pepper, you've been indoctrinated. Look on the screen. Can you see?
Oh my gosh. Really?
That is a welcome to
All right.
everything.
Well, I'd rather take that than have it happen to Scott Presler. So I'll take one for the team.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
breaking
That's
in.
so nice of you to introduce me like that on your show.
He wants to know what shampoo you're using.
Kiss her grit.
Someone said, "Get that creep Biden out of Pepper's hair."
He gives you the willies, because just seeing it makes you feel like he really is breathing down your neck.
Where do you live, Jilly?
Let me tell you what, he'd get a left hook right in his face.
She's in Atlanta, right, Joey?
Yeah, I'm in
Georgia?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
He would draw back enough.
Welcome to the show, Pepper.
But
Come on! You gotta get him away from me. He's so creepy.
I know.
Bill?
It doesn't help that there's actually a Jill Biden, too. So.
When Bill starts laughing at himself, it's all over.
Well, you can just see his shit-eating grin when he's sitting there. You know something's about to happen.
Oh, yeah. Especially
He
when
hasn't really stopped
room.
smiling or grinning, so now I'm a little bit concerned.
Because he sees the chat and we're all giving him hell.
Yeah,
actually, all the time. I mean, it's always.
I know.
I never know what's going to be going around me.
It's funny that you put Mr. Biden there because he's pretty popular with
Mr. Biden.
Mr. Biden. He's very popular with the mayor of Atlanta. She's like his bestie. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
She's heavily promoting him on her Twitter feed. If she's not, going on about climate catastrophe, she's promoting Joe Biden.
So it's a catastrophe now and not just a change.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's the latest that I heard. Climate catastrophe, not just
So sorry, Joey.
They just have to keep making it worse and worse. It's like when you talk to your kids and you tell them like to make up their bed and they don't, or clean up their room and they don't, and then you're like, you say it a little more sternly, and the next thing you know, you're screaming, your blood vessels are popping out of your eyeballs, and finally, it's like right now they're at the blood vessels popping out of their eyeballs phase, and it's still just the same thing. Like nothing has changed. It's just like you still just want them to clean their room. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Like things have gotten so much worse, and like it's just all about language and all about changing definitions and they increase the definitions, but then with like on our side, like if there's anything that they disagree with on our side, they'll say like it's catastrophe or whatever. But then like when you talk about, like I was in a chat room today that I think all of us are in, Ben was talking about how like what happened to the word treason. Like all of them side,
right?
They're full of like there's all this treason happening over on the left, but
and it's gone.
Treason. They have to like make all that smaller, minimize what a big deal that is. But then
the same way that they made our wonderful win this week with not one but 2 House seats, and they make it. The Dems tried to make it like it was a loss for the Republicans instead of a major kick in the behoot.
And we celebrated 150 judges, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we signed 6. We got up to 150. Like, didn't we? Like
we hit 150. We hit
150.
I was just reading it. Also, just read that California passed a bill to require universities to offer an abortion pill.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Wow.
Abortion pill?
California passed this bill to require universities to offer abortion pill
at their medical clinics.
I assume. I'll pull it up.
And if they are state or federally funded universities, that should not be allowed.
Is that supposed to be free of charge, or what's the? Do you know about that part? Like
it says it says it'll start in 2023. So
this is like the third major bill they was so radical, and they're still trying to pass all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, California has got petitions going around. They want Gavin gone, but I don't get why they put him in.
Yeah, it says it's ridiculous. Giving students access to abortion by medication means students won't have to choose between delaying important medical care or having to travel long distances or miss classes or work.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Is this taxpayer funded? These pills?
Yes.
These will be
They are likely.
students.
And if it's state or federal universities, they can't.
Yep,
Most things they pass like that is taxpayer funded.
Unless they're using booster, money. But I can't see them using government money.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
you're talking about left-wing lib nuts. They use their federal dollars for everything.
Stopped all that.
Do I?
I'm pretty sure they stopped all that.
No.
And the federal government was not going to allow the money to be used for abortions at all.
You're right.
You're right.
They're purporting that. However, what he signed was saying that there had to be a separation of physical and a physical location and the referrals. But I don't know if that's taken place yet or not, Beth. I'm thinking if it has, it's recently. And that had to do with Planned Parenthood. Did everybody see the big news this week that it came out? Not that we didn't already suspect this, but that Planned Parenthood was selling whole babies that had to be alive when they sold them, and they harvested their organs while they were alive.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
Oh, Doc.
That.
Hold on, Doc. I got something even worse. An abortion doctor, they found 2,400 dead babies in his home after he passed away.
I saw it. And he had
2,246 in Illinois. 2,246.
And I'm going to say something that is not popular, but you women, if you're going to have sex and you're not going to protect yourself, that's your issue. You deal with it. The men have just as much right as those women do. If they want that baby, they have a right to keep that baby. And I am sick and tired of it always being a woman's right.
I don't know if y'all watched the Dave Chappelle comedy special.
Exactly, that's where I got it from.
Well, I didn't get it from there because I've thought it for a long time. But the thing that he said, which is one thing I hadn't considered, I thought it was a very good point. He was saying, okay, so I've always thought that the man, why does the woman get the right to choose if the man has a baby or not?
Right.
Born. But the thing I hadn't considered is, if you've got a right to kill it, why don't I have a right to abandon it?
You got a great point.
So once babies are born and now men are expected to pay for the baby for the rest
child support, exactly.
For the 18 years or whatever.
Yeah, because they can say they didn't have a choice.
If we're going to be a society that allows women to kill their babies just because they...
Then men should have a right.
Damn this weekend. I don't think men should abandon their children. I don't mean to imply that. But why is our society not okay with men abandoning their children if we are okay with women fucking killing them?
Great point, Cammie. Great point.
Well,
on that, I want to know why they think that we should take Second Amendment advice from them when they're willing to kill their own babies.
I mean,
what part of women's health care is storing 2,400 dead bodies in your house? That's what I want to know. Is that women's health care?
I give up on women. Really? I hate most of them.
I'm wondering, Phil, how many of those babies were farmed? How much of their body parts?
Sorry, I know that wasn't a politically correct thing to say.
I don't want to know.
That in the black market, though.
I don't want to know how many of those babies are full formed because I think it's just disgusting enough that he had 2,400 plus bodies in his house.
Yep.
Yeah, but
It makes you wonder if he was trafficking in the body parts or if he was just trying to save on funeral costs.
They were all medically preserved perfectly.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like I don't see how he's making money off of he's keeping them. So like what this sounds more like a psychological situation. It's much
That
deeper.
seemed more like a predilection rather than yes.
Yeah, this is more.
That's almost like how serial killers keep
Exactly.
That's what it reminds me.
Trophies.
Yeah.
They keep their trophies.
Yeah. Who was the abortion doctor somewhere up north?
Guys now.
Yes, guys.
That was in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, I think.
Okay.
Dean Cain played him in the movie.
I didn't watch that, but that was pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Someone said on Twitter, androchrome. Could that have been it?
Adrenochrome?
No. Please say no. Please say no.
That could have been it. All you got to do is make them terrified and then harvest the blood.
I read some articles to that end. I like to think, there's certain things that as you do research that you just go, God, you've got to protect my mind and my heart.
Yes.
But I have read articles where that they have supposedly harvested adrenochrome from the babies as they're being pulled from the womb.
Project Veritas has also uncovered that doctors are selling body parts for profit.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't
They
understand.
get more money for intact babies and intact brains and heads.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's the case, I don't understand why keeping the babies. I don't even know how to say what I'm thinking, but okay, so if what he's trying to do is harvest the adrenochrome, then I still don't get why he kept the bodies, because once they harvest the adrenochrome, it's harvested.
I'm going to say one more thing.
I do think you're right. It is a psychological weird thing.
Think GMO. They're putting body parts, ground up flesh in our food.
But these weren't ground up bodies at his house.
I think
but it's linked though. It's linked to that whole industry of the abortion and what they do with the babies, and it's sad.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
I think that goes more towards the just flat out souvenir. You know?
I'm going to say one more thing.
Was he a legit doctor that worked at a clinic, or was this like a home business?
Yeah, he worked at a clinic, but they found these at his home. Though the article was quick to point out that they had never found any evidence that he had performed abortions at his home. What
it says here also is that he actually passed away on September 3rd. So this guy's not alive anymore.
Well, that's how they found out.
And
that's how they found the bodies.
Abortionist medical license was suspended after he allegedly failed to report an abortion performed on a 13-year-old girl back in 2015. So.
Yeah.
I see Grandma Smith's in here, and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit and put the picture up and play this for Grandma Smith to make her feel better.
Hey, Grandma.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
There you go, Grandma Smith. I played that for you.
Hey, Grandma.
I actually could hear it.
Oh, you heard it?
Can I?
Boy, that was just another. Along with all of his gaffes this week, that has just been a gift that keeps on giving.
I got to put my teeth back in.
Wins the nomination. It's going to be a a great slaughter in slow-mo if he gets elected.
I mean, there's no way any of these. I mean, they're all socialists so bad. They're just coming out of the woodworks, and I think Trump planned this, initiated a strategy to force them into these moves, and we're seeing exactly what the Democratic Party really represents now. They've lied to us for so many years, and now we see their true colors. And Trump did that. I think it was all part of his plan.
Well, here you go. Here's a little video of Beto from United Spot. Oh.
Everybody's guns. Oh, how you gonna do that? I don't know. Maybe I'll just ask. Gosh, jeez, you don't have to be rude.
Hey, Beto.
Yeah? What do you want?
Tell us again what you're gonna do if you become president.
I already told you. I'm gonna take everybody's guns.
You're gonna take everybody's guns?
Hell yeah! How are you gonna do that?
Yeah, ¿cómo vas a hacer eso?
I'm just gonna ask him, okay? What's wrong, Beto? I gotta learn how to take people's guns. Give them $1,000 for their guns. I don't have $1,000. I don't have a job. You want me to give you $1,000, huh? You want $1,000? I need to find somebody to teach me how to take people's guns. I'll look something up. I know some doctors. So, any luck? No. Well, have you at least been practicing what you want to say to these people? No, I don't have anybody to practice with. Well, you can practice with me. Tell me what you would say to these people. Like what I would say to them? Yes, you're getting ready to take their guns. What would you say to them? Quiero tomar las armas de todos. What the what's that? Sorry. I would just be like, give me your guns. You know what? That doesn't sound like it's gonna work. Give me your guns. Give me your guns, please. I'm not playing around. Hell yeah.
All right, all of you are here today because you want to take somebody's guns.
This guy's the best. He cost me $12,000. Good, because I gotta learn how to take people's guns.
Hey, you, Peter Pan.
Yeah?
Ask me for my guns.
Give me your guns.
Get the out of here.
Hey, give me your guns.
Come and get them.
Give me your M16s. Give me your AK-47s.
Come and get them.
Come on, I'm not playing around.
Neither am I.
Come on, I want them really bad.
Well, you're not gonna get them, stupid.
Ugh, I need to go back to writing poetry.
Little United Spot there.
And by the way, I'll add, to this whole gun thing or debate. Oh, what was that? My mind just lost it. Y'all go ahead. Let me find it again.
So, Rusty, what do you think about that? Do you own any firearms that we need to take?
Nope, I sure don't. But I am going to get a license now. I will take a class.
Here it is. Today, the Democrats, Trump wanted to, and the ICE people, they wanted to use, there's a gang database, apparently, that's being collected by law enforcement and stuff. And the Democrats say that the red flag database that they're trying to implement cannot include gang databases. So they're saying, even though we're going to be trying to put this database together of people that shouldn't have guns, and the Democrats in their bill say you can't include gang members in that list.
LAPD has one.
Oh, I thought that was telling.
So it won't include
LAPD
gangs.
has it.
It probably won't include illegal immigrants either.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we're going to be doing the red flag thing, I say let's call right now on Alyssa Milano. She admitted to having mental health issues and 2 guns in her house.
I was just going to mention that too.
I say let's just go ahead and sign her up.
Hey, I triple dog dared them all to come try to get past my security.
You know what really sucks is that the left, not only do they want to give up their own freedoms, they want to take ours away. And then here we are on the other side. Like, not only do we want our freedoms, but we want to have their freedoms as well.
That's the only way they can control us, Kenny.
Well, I know that, but we wouldn't dare try to take away their rights. I know that what you just said, I get your point, but I know that you're kidding. You wouldn't advocate for her guns to be taken away because you believe in them.
No.
But she would advocate all day long for the rest of her life for yours.
Yeah, what was that state that passed the law just recently that you had to turn in high capacity ammunition, and not one single person has turned anything in yet?
I don't know, but there was that stupid head in Texas in Austin who decided he wanted to be on the freaking news turning in
It
his
had to be a plant. You don't think that was really some left-wing libnut doing that for notoriety?
I don't really know what it was, but I do know that the comments under the tweet about that were freaking hilarious.
And mine was, triple dog dare you to get past my security.
Going back to what Scott said, that was in Illinois. That was a county in Illinois in which the sheriff refused to go door to door to collect the semi-automatic weapons. So it was semi-automatics. They were trying to ban semi-automatics.
Well, it's just like
And
everything
that
else.
worked so well with Clinton, didn't it?
It's the same like when the walls. They didn't want the walls, but they want walls around their house. They don't want us to have guns, but they want to have guns.
Clinton made that law, and it didn't work. It's not going to work now.
Well, they don't even want us having airplanes or apparently, milk for the babies and sour cream and cheese and, all the things that keep us from getting osteoporosis and help grow strong bones. They don't want us to have any of that either. Because, Cortez, as our wonderful president says, she doesn't want to just take away your rights. They want to run you in the ground, and then they're going to say that overpopulation is the next issue. Then they'll start letting all the, not only the babies that survived abortions, but then any of the weak babies that don't make it.
But didn't Bernie Sanders?
The old people. Don't worry about them either. We're overcrowded. Because did you see that one? I can't remember if she was a congressman or senator that was claiming that that overpopulation was an issue already, and that we need to do something about it.
Yeah, and that's been a worldwide issue that they've been trying to bring to the table for years. When we first moved into this house in 1998. One of the first pieces of mail that I got from the former house owner was from a place called ZPG, and it stood for Zero Population Growth. So even since 1998, there was somebody in Clinton, Mississippi, who believed, or at least zero population growth believed, they would be interested in.
Just like the Georgia Stones.
So this is a real thing, and they don't
exactly.
Well, Bernie brought that up too.
Mm-hmm. Because abortion is birth control means in poor country.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the more of us that there are, the harder that we are going to be to control.
They know that.
Yeah.
They're trying to use that against us because, herding us into the cities, getting us all corralled, killing us off. It'll be the old people, and then it'll be the special needs people. And then, us working class people, the people that can work to contribute to their well-being and their plane trips and all the luxuries they'll still have, they'll keep us around for a while until we're not convenient anymore. So, I just firmly believe you'd have to prove to me that their ultimate goal is not domination over everybody and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think that the average unpeeled American patriot is woke enough to that now?
I think we're close.
I think a lot.
Seems like we still have so many that are unaware.
I think a lot that are unaware. I think that it depends on which level of red pill you're talking about, because this is a pretty big, heavy one. The idea that, first of all, just the idea that there is a they that wants to do anything. People have a hard time believing that there's a group of people who are controlling or have been controlling for decades, more than that.
That's why I say some. They just haven't completely bought into it yet.
Well, and then the idea that there are people who not only are controlling the world, but are so evil that they actually want us dead. That they would actually poison the skies or poison our food or poison our minds to brainwash us. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's hard to believe. And it sounds ridiculous. It's outlandish. That's the craziest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Well, just recently, I talked to somebody who was pro-Trump, but he had no idea how bad things were behind the scenes, like the stuff we're starting to like we're talking about. Oh, he said, "Do you think the economy is going to go into recession?" I said, "No, it's not." He says, "Really?" He says, "No, it's fine." So it's just stuff like that he was unaware of. And I know two people like that.
Or afraid they don't know it's going to happen.
They're just listening to the wrong things. And
exactly.
I told him, this is, you just need to get out there and research and find out for yourself what's going on.
Yeah, and so I just depend. So that's why it's hard for me to answer that question, because it depends on exactly what you're talking about. Like wondering if people know, because when it becomes stuff to like what's Rusty talk, if it comes to stuff like what Rusty's talking about, then I think that there's more people who would know and believe that than there are the crazy stuff like they're trying to control us and kill us. But yeah, I mean, just that one little Spygate, all that stuff. That, I mean, even that's hard for people to swallow because they have been brainwashed by CNN and et cetera, not just CNN, mainstream media in general. So yeah, it's a hard, but I think that people are waking up to it. And I think that they're slowly getting what I used to call a red pill IV, just a slow drip IV.
Yeah.
Over time. I think we just got a new box pop up.
Did we?
We did.
Hey.
Stefan! That is the stud man. Oh, sorry, Scott.
Yeah, that's my name.
Don't make me We're on video.
We gotta find a new name besides Whistle Butchers.
Actually, I'm Stud Puppy. He can be Stud Man, but I'm Stud Puppy.
Oh,
Stud Man.
Stud Muffin.
That's it.
And he Whistle Britches.
Stud work.
You're absolutely correct, sultry Denise.
Why, thank you.
Your Keystone Smooth, your can, that is you. I just don't know how to put it in words.
Say that again, Beth. I missed that. I'm sorry.
She's saying I'm smooth like Keystone.
Right. That's it.
La la la.
I didn't mean to interrupt. You guys had a really good conversation. I was trying to go through the chat.
We miss you.
Kimmy, to answer your question, the reason I think he was keeping the fetuses, that crazy fucker that was keeping all the aborted babies and stuff, sell them off for research. So
he wasn't selling them.
What's that?
He didn't sell them.
He was collecting them. He had over 2,000 babies in his house. They were embalmed and preserved.
He wasn't like selling them.
He collected them. That's it right there.
That's sick. I was gonna say maybe that he harvested the adrenochrome first as he was harvesting organs, and then maybe kept the bodies to sell them for research, like the brain and spine and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely that goes on. For sure.
Either way,
it was probably like his retirement insurance. He had all these because he did die September 3rd. I don't know how old he was. I didn't notice, but he had been retired, and so he could have been fairly old. But that may have been his insurance for growing old. Who knows?
Wow.
What do you mean his insurance? I don't understand.
It's being able to sell body parts to have income in his retirement.
After he retired.
Can you sell preserved body parts?
Surely.
I don't see what the market value would be for a preserved.
On the dark net, I'm sure there's plenty.
Oh yeah,
y'all are
like I said, it goes into food. GMO is modified. It means literally, yes.
I know that. I know greenness, like Soylent Greenness is people stuff. I know that, but I'm saying like, they don't use embalmed people for it.
Well, from the cue boards where they went into a deep dive on that subject, the babies, when they're being, they're getting the adrenochrome out of them, they've got to be terrified, and the blood does certain things and they get that out of them. But then the body parts themselves are actually used in GMO in our food as far as it comes down. So
I'm a start a farm.
I know that. But do they use preserved, embalmed, years old baby bodies for these?
But the thing about it is the thing about the flesh itself is these are Luciferian people, right? They're the ones that perform this adrenochrome.
It could just be sacrificing.
It's actually a sacrifice to Satan. And so these body parts, if you eat any tiny bit, even if it's embalmed, whatever, is actually it is worshiping Satan. They're putting this in our food. We eat it, and that's a form we have no clue, but it actually gives Satan more power in this world.
Wow.
Well, Kimmy, think about this.
I don't think that the embalming process, like, why would they sacrifice a baby for the purpose of eating it for worshiping Satan or Moloch or whatever? Why would they sacrifice the baby and then save it until some man dies?
I think he was saving it as his retirement.
Connected
I know what you're talking about, Scott, but I don't think it's applicable in this instance because the embalming process would render it inedible. But I don't know. But I think that we're, what is that Malcolm's theory or whatever it is, where razor, whatever, where the easiest is usually, or the most likely is what
simplest answer.
I think that we're reaching. I think the man was sick. Obviously, he was. If he would perform an abortion on a 13-year-old and not even report it. And he had already lost his medical license, so I don't think it's a stretch to think of him being weird enough to keep dead babies preserved.
And it may not, but I like to still tie in world issues to what's going on. Mm-hmm. These things are going on, and it's a possibility because the things I'm saying are happening. I don't know if it happened here, but I'm just trying to show that there could be a connection and bring that story into the conversation.
That stuff does happen. And
yes, I agree, it does.
I saw a video that somebody else was doing. It was iPod, and he was talking about that company called Impossible Foods. I don't know if anyone saw that, but Burger King has a vegan burger that is by this company called it's like the Impossible Burger or something. I don't have.
Oh my God!
I'm not saying that that's what's happening, and iPod wasn't saying that it was definitely happening, but he was making a lot of connections, like the locations of where Impossible Foods is and where FedEx is and where abortion clinic was, like just geographically in I think LA. So this stuff's been happening for a long time, but there's a process that it all has to go through. I just don't think that doctor's connected to it, but I think it's good to bring it to the.
Well, what amazes me, Kimmy, is the what you were just saying about like FedEx being in close proximity. I'm not saying FedEx does it, but the shipping channels. Think about like the people that ship the human DNA or whatever the hell they're putting in Pepsi and whatnot.
You're right, Stefan.
Not just, I wouldn't call it embalming, but what preservatives do they put on it? Or are they shipping fresh baby parts today?
Fresh.
It seriously opens up a world of questions.
It's fresh.
Yeah, literally under the GMO definition, one of them is modified human DNA.
Well, yeah, modified, but it's. Well, they take it straight from the abortion clinic and they have to package it a certain way to keep it.
I don't think we know every way they can do it.
This is a yucky topic.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
We might want to pick a more. It is Saturday night. We ought to probably pick a better one.
Yeah.
Well, a better one is Sean Spicer was giving a speech, and some idiot liberal came on stage yelling Nazi stuff or something, and there was like 4 policemen within 2 seconds tackled that guy. They were hauling him off stage. It was a great video. He just put it out today.
Sean Spicer?
Yeah, he was giving a
Oh
speech.
my God.
Go figure. That's how he makes his money now. But I love
Can I
it when
just say this?
Dancing with the Stars?
He didn't he withdraw though because there was such
Yes, he did withdraw.
Yeah.
He did withdraw.
I didn't
I
realize
just
that.
want to say Scott Presler has the most amazing hair on any man I've ever seen.
I agree. Hashtag Luke no homo.
Yeah.
Look at my golden
Hashtag
locks.
Luke no homo.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not pulling it here.
Yeah, well, this Scott's got better hair than I do.
You know, you're gonna have to grow yours out a couple of feet before you can compete.
Yeah, you're Asian. Phil's got the Asian persuasion. He can grow the samurai hair. He can do it.
Yeah, see?
There you
I'm
go.
still trying to figure that part out.
Look at that. I got nice thick hair still. No receding hairline. Yeah.
Fuck
Are you
off.
level?
And I'm 50.
I want a birth certificate. I'm a birther.
I'm level
Hey, are
50.
you level 57 here?
I'm level 50. Look at that. It's nice and dark and yeah. I got to get a haircut. Holy cow. Maybe I'll grow it long like Fabio down here.
Oh, Lord.
How was that again, Phil?
Phil Labio. That's what it was.
Fabio.
Is that anything like tilapia?
I got the body.
What?
We already got
You
the
got
song.
what? What did you just say?
I got choked on that one.
I
And we
need
got
my
the
spit
song,
and
too.
get bad.
Phil Labio. Yo, yo,
Oh
yo, yo.
my Lord.
How'd Pepper
I
and
cannot believe you see Phil.
Just a little support there, bud.
That Grandpa's got a 5-head, that 4 head's not enough.
I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole.
I'm going to step away for about 1.5 minutes.
I'm timing.
I'm timing.
Gave us exactly how much time? 1.5 minutes, not just
1.5.
1.5.
And if you don't scope it, it didn't happen.
That's true.
What is that
That's
noise?
what he said too.
What's
Not
that
that noise.
buzzing noise?
That was
That was my
Steph.
phone, I think. Yeah, that was my phone. My bad.
Oh,
Let me ask you guys something. Let me change the subject real quick. Have you guys noticed the chemtrails picking back up? Because I have out here in Portland. They're starting to spray and spray and spray.
Funny you would ask that because my husband and I had a very extensive conversation about that. We have not had any let up in chemtrails until this last week. On average, I'll see them up to 8 or 10 times a day, literally crisscrossed across the Metroplex.
Yeah.
But we've had a week where we haven't had any, and today we did. But
Well,
I
that's-
will say that I did some research, and there is a theory out there that the white hats have taken this over, and that they are
Yeah.
spraying things in there that will help with our recovery from that.
exactly.
They were
I
spraying.
personally, it's been like 2 months. I mean, we were having huge chemtrails here for the last 3 years, and 3 months they haven't been here, and today they started up again. And I have also seen the same theory you were talking about, Denise. I tend to believe that just by the sources that it was coming from, but we'll see. Yeah, let's pray.
Otherwise, we don't stand a chance here because they're inundating us with it. If
Well,
it's
that's how Portland was. It just every day, just grid after grid after grid. And I mean, these things would spread 10 miles within 20 minutes, and it would literally cover the sky. And there was like, you could see like what you would think would be like baby spiders, like webs trying to find a home. I mean, you just see like thousands of them on your city block in front of you. It was insane. And then they stopped for about, I don't know, a month, and now they're back. I noticed them all week this week. And there was like 3 or 4 jets, all 20 miles or so behind each other, coming and just gridding the whole place out. It was disturbing.
Yeah, here in Amarillo, I'm only 9 miles from Pantex.
What? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, most people don't realize that here in Amarillo, I'm only 9 miles from Pantex. That's where they assemble the nuclear weapons, bombs and stuff, arsenal. So, like, we're going to be major target number 1. That's why we've had so much chemtrail stuff.
Yeah, if somebody's going to have a bad Monday and screw up, and whoops. Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'll be dust if we ever do have a nuclear attack.
Oh Lord. Well, I asked because I've noticed them lately, and I know all of ours, they originated out of SeaTac, and there's also that military base right next to SeaTac, because these jets are way too high to come out of Portland, because I only live 15-20 miles from Portland Airport, and they can't get up to cruising altitude, and these things are way above cruising altitude. I mean, they're probably pushing 40,000-45,000 feet. I mean, they're way above passenger jets. You can see the passenger jets, and then you see these things. They come across 2 or 3 at a time, like 20 miles behind each other. But you'll see one on the horizon, passes over, and then you see the other one, and then another one. It's ridiculous. I just figured if there's any conspiracy theorists in the audience, like, I might rile them up and get some thoughts. I can't see chats on Zoom, but it's a very real thing.
Saying that there's research that they've come up with about invisible chemtrails. They're clear. Now,
I haven't heard that.
I haven't seen anything about that. Wayne, can you post your sauce anywhere? Where'd you get that? Where'd you see it?
Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet.
Kenny, I noticed, honey, that we're going to have to dock your pay. You were gone 93 seconds, not just 90.
Oh, that. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have taken the extra time.
You're like my husband. That was so funny because my husband, he'll say, well, what that cost? I'm going, $15-20. He's going, no, it is not. It was $13.17. And I'm going, I count that 15 to 20. No, I'm a rounder. He is specific. If you ask him something, he wants I'll say, are you on your way home? I go, yeah, I'll be home at 5:36. Or, he gets exact. And I'm going, so much for being so specific.
Well, we have somebody in the chat who can vouch for the fact that I am neither accurate nor punctual. His name is Jason, and he plays with me, and he will say, Kimmy, you ready to play Fortnite? And I'm like, yeah, 15 minutes. And I mean it. When I say 15 minutes, I mean I will be there in 15 minutes. But it's more like 30. So whatever I tell you, you just need to double it, because I am so just not.
Speaking of y'all's Fortnite stuff, I'm wondering, for the last week, I watch y'all's stuff. Jason always lets me know when y'all are on, and lately you've been a guy and he's been a girl.
Well, that's because I have an incredible character that looks like a sex dungeon worker person, and so I have to use him. He's shirtless and has this really cool.
I never get invited.
That's the Kimmy I know.
Anybody that plays Fortnite.
I hear there's something y'all was wanting to tell us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, Jason,
Kimmy, you intentionally dissing me. I'm tired of not being invited.
If you got Fortnite, all you have to do is come play with us.
I gotta admit, though, in Fortnite with Jason's female avatars, he's got a pretty nice ass.
Yes,
oh my God.
Hashtag no homo, by the way. I always gotta throw that in there.
Pepper Potts is sitting here going, or Joey Pepper is probably going, what the frig am I on right now? Why did I join this shit? What the hell?
Hey, this is why her devotionals every morning at 3 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Eastern time are so wonderful, because it brings us all back down and it gives us back on the train.
That's why,
Joey, we apologize right now.
That's
You
why,
don't need to apologize. Believe me, there is nothing to apologize for.
Listen, that's why.
He's worse than us before.
That's why mafia guys
I gotta
go.
throw in on the same topic.
That's
Edward
why mafia
Snowden
guys
was
go
married.
to church. You know, they go to confession, so you get a whole new set of sins.
Yeah, that'll be me tomorrow.
They can start over.
Yep.
Well, I remember, I think that maybe Pepper and Doc and I know each other longer, and Rusty probably.
Huh?
Everybody else. But I think I think that Jill Pepper would agree with me that sometimes you can be Christian and say the F word.
Well, I thought you said something else.
I've heard tell that Christians can cuss.
Well, let me help you with that, Kimmy. In my world, I just call them sentence enhancers.
Yeah.
What do you call them, Denise?
Sentence enhancers.
Oh,
Sentence enhancers.
I say sentence enhancers myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason for us to think we have to censor ourselves around it. That's not
Right. Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on this whole potty discussion, I did want to throw in there about Snowden. You know, over in Russia, the guy that all the secrets and stuff. He married a stripper pole dancer today. I thought that was amazing.
What?
He got married.
Are you kidding me?
And she's a stripper pole dancer.
Wait,
Wow.
I don't see that connection between being a potty mouth and a pole dancer. I just don't.
Scott to put those two together.
The whole subject.
Scott could find a way to combine them all together.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say he made a decision that's here nor there because it's gonna be fun for a while until she decides to divorce him. Then he loses half his money. So live it up while you can, there, Snowden.
Stephen, I have 3 words for you. It is hashtag not all women. Stop blaming the world, dude. It's not all women.
Hashtag that it usually is most women.
I've been hurt and I don't blame you for it. It's not all women.
Look, I said it'd be fun for a while, right?
What?
I said it would be fun for a while for him, but you never
knew. She was going to break his heart and take half his shit, and she might.
No, but she's a foreigner, and it's probably most likely not.
Actually, he's
I always look at him, and all I see is bitter man. I don't know why, but I just see him as being someone who is just a got a mean, hard little heart.
Oh, you think so? Maybe.
CIA.
Yeah, he worked for NSA, CIA. Like, he's an intelligent motherfucker, but yeah, you can get
I don't want him with NSA. I want him in more with the CIA. I'm really not liking them right now.
No, me neither. But if you watch his interviews, he's got intellect. Like, he's very shrewd.
Yeah. Well, honey, to do what he's done, you got to be smart as a whip. But that doesn't make your heart not a hard little
right. Right. No, absolutely.
And I think, wasn't he spying on the CIA for the NSA, and then he exposed the CIA secrets?
I thought.
He was working for the
NSA for CIA, I thought.
Yeah, but if the U.S. eventually gets them, she's got all this stuff anyway.
It don't matter which ones. They've all got pretty much everything. But I thought, because I know he worked, there was debate over that, Kimmy, on Q for a while. But I think that what I understood was that he worked for the CIA before he went over to NSA.
Okay, I'm remembering it the other way around.
I could be wrong. Well, I could remember that wrong. But the way we know, if he's ever worked for the CIA, whichever way it was, I just still think his loyalties would always lie there.
Well, my biggest opinion, especially regarding the Q drops, I think he was hinting at he worked for CIA, then infiltrated NSA on behalf of CIA, then exposed NSA for CIA, and now he's under CIA protection to protect NSA. So he's like playing double agent.
Now sold NSA. I mean, CIA secrets, though, right? It was.
Who are y'all talking about?
Snowden.
No,
okay.
Well, what we do know about Snowden.
Who is protecting him? My question is, who is protecting him now that he's on the run? It would have to be a rogue CIA asset because everybody in the world wants to get at his ass, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be Mossad or GHQ. It could be any foreign intelligence agency too. I would think that could be protecting him.
Thanks to Scott, what we do know for sure is he married a pole dancer.
And Karma Michelle in the chat has a very good point that you can tell that Snowden is a black hat by the way Hollywood made him out to be a hero in their movie about him. A lot of times I think that that's right. You just watch and see what they make somebody out to be and base your opinion the opposite.
I just know he isn't good, yeah.
And also I learned today that, tying in with Snowden, Julian Assange, his sentence is almost up, but they're going to keep him locked up because of they think the extradition to the U.S. They kind of think he's going to run, and so even though his sentence is about to be up, they're going to keep him in jail. So that kind of throws a new wrinkle.
Protection, though.
Yeah,
that might be a better thing because I know that. They're very invested in keeping him safe, but I didn't think he'd ever been sentenced.
He got sentenced for a year for something for avoiding. I can't remember what the charge was right now, but he was sentenced to a year. It hasn't been anywhere near a year.
Well, the thing is, they allowed back time while he was in the embassy there, the Ecuadorian embassy in London. They allowed that to be back time as sentence, as being in prison.
So when is he supposed to be released? If they didn't keep him anyway, like when was his?
It's like it's like now or in the couple of weeks. It may have already happened, but it's happening pretty quick. And they're just saying they're keeping him locked up.
Belmarsh Prison. That like the UK is saying they're going to keep him to protect him.
No, well, they're saying they're keeping him because they're worried that he'd run because they have extradition orders and if they allowed him out.
Is that legal? To just say, I'm going to keep you just because I'm concerned you might run?
Not here, but over there.
It's technically not America, so yeah, it probably is legal.
Well, I know it's not America, but it is a Western country, and they're under the Magna Carta at the very least. Does that not seem like that is appalling to me? If they can just keep him preemptively like that.
Look at Tommy. What did he do? I mean, he's
Tommy's serving out a sentence. You're telling me that the UK is going to keep a prisoner after they have served their sentence to keep him from escaping?
That's what it says. The judge said that he has shown a history of running, and that because of that,
a history of staying.
Yeah,
it's going to be technical. I am not cool with that.
They were mainly using the case from where's he from? They had Sweden, I guess it was, where
He's
they had
Australia.
Well, now, but in Sweden they had the sexual assault accusation.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and he ran from that. He jumped out of the country, so they couldn't prosecute him for that.
I think he was already outside of the country when they pressed the charges, and he just went to the Ecuadorian embassy to keep from getting picked up, to keep from getting extradited.
Same thing. I mean, he avoided the charges by running, and he ran to the Ecuadorian embassy. And plus, we already had extradition orders out for him also.
Well, you know what the sad thing is, especially about Sweden, is there's such double standards. There's a lot of musicians that live in Sweden, and Sweden has gone to it's turned to a shithole of nothing but immigrant refugees. I'll put it loosely. And there's rapes all over the place in that country. And for the fact that a white man, let's bring it to race, because a white man gets charged for supposed rape, even though these other guys are raping, killing people all the time and don't get charged. There's no-go zones the whole nine. It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got some close friends that live over there, and they don't let their kids out. It's literally that bad over there. They're inside info.
Well, I did find out Thursday night that I wasn't qualified to be raped.
Oh,
how's that?
Which is good news in some ways, but it also sort of...
This is... Well, I'm guessing you would grant consent.
Apparently in Sweden, the blondes are dyeing their hair brown so they don't get raped. And I'm like, oh, gee.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not rapeable.
Pretty much, yeah.
It just didn't seem... Sort of like a blessing and a curse. Either that made everybody uncomfortable or it's not funny. I'm not sure which one, but nobody's laughing.
Oh,
Are we
Beth, where'd Beth go?
We lost Beth. Is she coming back?
I don't know. I think she may accidentally hit the button.
I'm sure she'll try to if she can. Yeah, I see on the playback or in the live part that she's reaching and pushing her button. I don't know if she meant to or not.
So I just want to give props to you, Kimmy, for your show with Lion and Boogie. It was in fact.
You enjoy it?
Oh, absolutely. I told you they should be lawyers. They could pick a hole in anybody's logic. It doesn't matter which tangent they come from. But if there's anybody in the chat that, if Kimmy is lucky enough to get a next question and answer with Sir Boogie, what would you ask them? Ask him, or ask her to ask him. And are you going to screw this one up?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Grandma Smith said in the chat, I go to airports and ask to be frisked. Grandma doesn't get much action.
Her and Granny Sears would be a great team, I tell you. They could drum up some action. Trust me, I know that old coot, and she's not Grandma Smith, but I know Granny Sears. She's an old coot, and she can drum up some action.
So, so is Beth trying to come back? Because I don't want to change the boxes.
I'm trying to come back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let me look. I can look in.
I don't know why she thought it was something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she said she's through. I just got a telegram from her. She said, sorry, I had some stuff to do. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so while I'm fixing the boxes, I'm going to play a shameless plug for...
Hello, everyone. Chris McDonald of the Mac Files broadcast. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to listen every Monday through Friday night from 10 to 11 p.m. on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, Twitch, Switch, and other outlets that we're adding every day, Podbean as well. The Mac Files is a nightly broadcast of conservative talk, interviews, and encouragement from the realm of the president, the mega community, to the realm of faith, and deep state politics, trying to expose darkness, expose pedophilia, expose the occult ties to our nation, and also bring encouragement to those that need encouragement in this last hour. The Mac Files will not disappoint with each guest we have. They bring a wide range of variety of information and inspiring talk right here every night, Monday through Friday, from 10 to 11. We also have a pirate radio show at 11:30 for the late nighters on Friday night, and a faith show on Sunday morning called Sunday Morning Meeting Time, and our Sunday night faith chat with a guest of faith each week to discuss the issues concerning the church and America. We encourage you to watch us. We encourage you to be with us each night for these shows, and we appreciate your support, both financially and otherwise. PayPal.me/TheMacFiles, Patreon.com/TheMacFiles is a way to support us financially. But we appreciate you coming in, supporting the show. Thank you for the texts, encouraging letters, and comments we get each week. And we invite you again to be with us every Monday through Friday night, 10 p.m., Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, The Mac Files. Join us each night. Looking forward to you each night here on the Mac Files. God bless.
So I played that.
That's a good man.
I played that to fix the boxes. Beth comes back.
But yeah, Chris is a great man. Love the guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get to meet him too, I think, when I go to the American Priority Conference. And they are looking for volunteers. I should say that. Anybody that can get to it's October 10th through 12th. They're looking for volunteers to help with all sorts of things. It's down at Trump Doral. So all these great speakers, the ones that, what do you call her? Sarah Huckabee. That is so cute. I need a nickname like that. That is cute. Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
On that note, Phil, put that picture up of Huckabee for Kimmy.
I will in a second.
It's very cute, very appropriate.
I saw Tom Fitton on there. Oh my gosh, Tom Fitton, Don Jr., so many people. I can't think of them all right now, but so many people that. I just learned today that Terrence Williams is going to be there. I do not know if I'm going to get to meet any of these people. I imagine I probably might get to meet one, but Terrence freaking Williams is going to be there. Super exciting.
I love him. He's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure and tell him that we are so thankful he's better. You know, that little guy has really had a rough upbringing. That he's turned out so wonderful is just a testament to his character.
Kimmy, go do a roast on somebody with Terrence. Because you know darn well he will allow you in, and he's a good little... I mean, he went through, like Denise just said, rough upbringing. Then he had his neck broke. And
I know.
I don't know if I'll meet any of them. I may just be
bullshit. You know he loves to laugh just like you. You just make him laugh, I guarantee
that doesn't mean I'll
you just go there and smile at him, and he will melt like butter.
Right.
It depends on what kind of slavery Tom has in store for me. I might be passing out water bottles to...
Well, be sure and just get Terrence one.
Kimmy, you just have to bring Terrence some chicken.
There you go. Or a cheeseburger.
Just bring him some chicken.
Really?
Chick-fil-A, there you go.
Always eating chicken. I love that.
I love it when he does that.
It's just
it's too funny. Tell him, say, honey, if you're going to munch on chicken, you better munch on the best. Chick-fil-A. It's God's calories.
Sorry, Kim. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just excited about the conference. It's in less than a month, and I think if y'all don't mind, I'm just going to give Scott's code out again. If anybody's looking for tickets to that, it's AmericanPriority.com, and if you see in SCOTT1, you get $150 off your ticket. That's a hefty discount.
Wow.
So, and he's looking for volunteers.
I'm looking for volunteers too to help with my new OCD group that I started at the house. Not that I don't have it or anything. I was just hoping they'd clean while they were here.
Oh God, I have it.
I just offered to host the meeting where they clean while they came.
I like that plan.
They clean while they're there. Awesome. Yeah. And Kimmy, I was just going to say,
I don't have OCD or anything, but if I hosted him, then maybe they'll clean while they're here.
I have it.
That's good.
I do have OCD.
You got to plan ahead. You got to work all your resources. Never never leave a resource unused.
Or a good crisis. My house is messy up. Calling the troops. Calling the troops.
Yeah, really. It's after the weekly meeting. It's a little messy around here.
Don't pitch in.
I remember those drapes, Miss Pepper. Love your drapes.
Yes, I had them in my last apartment where I used to do all my scopes.
I always liked those.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Pepper, do you want to catch anybody up on? I mean, a lot of people haven't got to see you in a while. So, you want to tell anybody anything going on in your world? Exciting or new or? Anything?
You mean that won't put them to sleep? When I talked a little bit about the whole voiceover thing, so I've been taking voiceover classes and just having some fun with that after getting into Periscope, and then I was telling Denise earlier, I auditioned today at a place in Atlanta called Georgia Radio Reading Service. And so it's strictly volunteer, and you can go in and read books, magazines, newspapers, all different kinds of printed material, and it's for the blind and visually impaired. And so they can actually, it's kind of like checking something out of the library for them, and they can check out whatever they're interested in, and then they can just listen to it on audio. So I went and I auditioned today, and I passed the audition. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so
Congrats.
thank you. It's fun. It'll be for a good cause, and it's also good experience to learn how to edit and produce audio.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you want to do?
Or do you get to express an interest in a particular area? I'm sorry, Kimmy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's a good question.
What was that, Denise? I didn't hear it all.
When you volunteer, do you get to volunteer for a particular genre or a particular, maybe a particular audience, or do you just read whatever they put in front of you? Like, because I know y'all do like newspaper ads, and they read everything to them because they're blind, they can't read.
Right. I'm not really sure what they're going to have me read yet. So I have to go in for some training first, and then they'll probably get me on the roster somewhere in October or November, believe it or not. They have such a large, it was really hard for me just to get an audition spot. It took me about 3 weeks just to get in there to audition. So, and this is all volunteer based. Nobody is getting paid to do it. And it was the same way after I found out I passed my audition today, just to go in for training. I'm not going in for another 2 weeks for that. And it was interesting, though. They had me read an entire page of 100 words that were very difficult words. And then the next was a story, and I don't even know what book it was from. And then the last thing they had me read was a news article. And when I first started reading it, I had to purposely not make myself go, "Are you kidding me right now? I can't believe I'm reading this garbage." Because it was a news article about large companies like Apple, Costco. I'm trying to think of all the other ones. I don't remember the rest, but it was an article saying how the executives at these large companies are not happy that the dollar, the American dollar, is doing so well because it's bad for their business.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I can't believe we read this crap. And
do you have a link to that article? Can you link that article? Because I guarantee I know somebody that can rip it apart.
I don't know what it was, because it was just a one-page article printed out on a piece of paper and put in front of me. And then, I was in this recording booth basically by myself, doing my audition and recording it myself on their equipment. But at the end of the article, though, there was some reporter that put in some words about President Trump, that President Trump predicted that the economy was going to turn around, and that the dollar was going to do well, and that businesses were going to thrive and the economy was going to boom. So as I was reading through that part right at the tail end, I had to make sure I accentuated those words, like, yes, President Trump was right. And
was it by chance a salon.com article? Because that's kind of what it sounds like.
I don't know. It didn't actually say where it was from, and I wish I could remember who wrote the article. I can only remember it was a man that wrote the article. So I don't even know what kind of printed material they're going to put in front of me, but I would love to be able to pick and choose what I would read, because y'all know what I would read.
Going, I'm sorry, this is bullshit. Y'all need to find us some better reading material.
I know. Like, did you get this from CNN down the road? Because I don't care that they're here in Atlanta. This is garbage.
This crap to you people. I would love when you said that like touched up the fire so because I love reading. I'm an avid reader. I would love to do that, but I don't know if they'll let you do that if you have an accent, will they? Of course, in Texas, they would understand me because they'd be speaking Texas.
I know you'd be right in your element there if you were reading just for people right there in your area. So,
well, we have so many Yankee transplants. Like
I know
people that used to be like Phil.
I know.
People that come to live here that we still need to make accommodations.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of the Yankee transplants. I couldn't wait to get out of New York State and come south.
Yes, but you know what? I was shocked. I didn't even, before I realized I even had an accent, which I'm just taking it on faith that I have one because I can't hear it, but you people keep saying I do. But, I went to a job interview when I just moved to Dallas, and I was in this interview, and this woman goes, she said something. She said, well, I can't tell you're a West Texas girl at all, making fun of my accent. And I was going, I'm in Texas and this woman's making fun of me. Oh, my Lord, what has happened? I must be in, La La Land or something. But Texas is so big. We have so many dialects that, you can sound completely different.
Yes, you can. Same in New York. Even if you're from the boroughs, they say things different.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet.
So
do you like living in the South?
I love the South. The people are so friendly. The food is fantastic. The weather, you can't beat it. It's nothing but sunshine for the most part here in Atlanta. So, yeah.
Pepper, I just want to say I had to go because of your little gig here. Since you're reading lefty newswing articles, like what better person could we have? I got to put on the cowboy hat. It's going to be a fun ride now. You, of all people, with your intellect, your influence, the way you can wordsmith things, you can rock this thing and just turn it around on them like a dime. Like take their deception and just kick it right up there.
Well, I would like to do that. I don't know what I'll be able to get away with when I start reading these articles and such, but we'll see. If I can pick and choose what I would like to read, that would be fantastic.
So is this something you're wanting to do as a career, or is this like a hobby, like you're wanting it to just be a hobby that you get to enjoy, or like what?
Yeah, I think it's more going to be a hobby, and I don't really have a voice suited for commercials and things that make the most money for voiceover agents, but
I disagree there. But
well, you never know. It depends. I've taken one private lesson with a lady that did voice work for the Academy Awards. She was one of the announcers, and she's got this naturally fabulous voice that cannot possibly ever be recreated by anybody. And she's been in the industry for a long time. So there's a ton of people in Atlanta that are in the industry that you can get advice from. And that's one thing I really like about it. But I really want to learn more of the technical side and be somebody that can produce audiobooks and even do, producing things like this, like Periscope broadcasts and such.
Well, I'll tell you from being in the music industry, the producers will take and put a cookie cutter mold, and every time they do that, the bands never succeed. So like even in voiceover, anything audio, you have to be outside that mold. You got to be outside that box. That's when the producer's like, no, trying to hone you in, and you're like, no, this is my own little. That's what makes you successful.
Right.
Don't let them put you in that box.
Well, I can already tell I'm not in the box because just from taking a few months worth of courses and being around the industry right on the outskirts of it, it's also a very liberal industry, It's
ma'am.
kind of like a little extension of Hollywood here in Atlanta because they call it Yollywood here because
No, they
there's
don't.
so
I
much.
didn't know that.
They do.
I did not know
I
that.
swear to God, there's so many
can't believe I
movies
didn't
and
know.
television shows produced here and filmed here. Like there's a huge studio called Pinewood Studios where they've edited the latest Star Wars, Star Trek, The Avengers, all the Marvel movies. They filmed The Walking Dead down the road from me. I don't even know all of the stuff that's going on here in town because you can't keep up with it. Stranger Things, they filmed somewhere nearby. So there's a lot of Hollywood here. So I can already tell I'm not in the box. I'm completely
no
an outsider.
Maybe the Lord thought that profession needed a little shake-up. Maybe they needed the light brought to
What are you guys doing to Denise?
Greetings, Denise.
There,
Shake-up.
Joe Biden is snipping me again. I'm going to
Oh. So
You think I'm cute? Do you think I'm funny?
You need my flash water. I got
I
my
sure
flash water
do.
here for you.
Because I'm
I'm
telling you, those are good for wayward husbands, wayward children, and wayward ex-presidents. I might have to use my flag if I don't. Yeah, I'll have to use instead. My other one.
I love it. That's awesome, Denise.
Thank you. I waved him for Scott. He was kind of in a hurry.
Yeah, he was. I'm glad he took time though to talk to us on his break.
Well, and
really
Brandon
was
Straka
great.
made a cameo. Brandon Straka made a cameo. So there you go.
I know. I see they're going to be working together on a project, but he didn't say what on his timeline.
What are y'all
just
talking about? Where did he make a cameo?
On
Brandon
Scott
Straka.
Presler's cheek.
What?
On Scott Presler's cheek. He came up and gave him
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
a
Brandon.
conference too.
Hey Phil, what were remember that picture I sent you for Kimmy? For what's her head?
What's her name?
Huckabee.
Oh, that's right, Huckabee.
Oh,
You remember that?
okay. Hold on. I'm gonna look for it.
And I had that Presler quote too. If you wanted to show of him and Straka, he tweeted out they were going to be working together today. Is
Yep.
that what you were referring to?
I was going to say that they just had a picture of each other on Twitter pointing at each other. So,
Yeah.
Hold on.
I know. I wanted to ask Scott if those were Dan Post boots that he wears, those patriotic boots.
What kind of boots are they?
I was going to ask him if they were Dan Post boots.
Oh, I don't know about them.
Ah.
I've heard of this other brand called Doc Martens, though.
Here it comes, Doc.
Yes, they're sweet, beautiful, and sassy.
The picture's up. It'll be up in a second on Periscope.
Do what,
That's what I
baby?
heard. They kick you too. Right.
The picture's up.
They'll jerk a knot in your tail.
The picture's up. It'll be showing up on Periscope in a second, or YouTube, Twitch, or DLive. There it is.
Look, see Kimmy?
Is that really her? Her body?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if it's photoshopped or not, but I just found it, so I thought it was cute. She looks
I think she's got
skinnier
bigger boobies than that.
Well, she looks skinnier there, and she's having a really good hair day.
Oh, I like that picture.
I know. Beth, are you paying attention to our little Miss Huckabee?
I am paying close attention.
She's cute, and she?
Yeah, she looks really cute in that picture. I like that.
I gotta look. So Periscope.
Yep.
Live there. All right. Oh shit.
There goes those sentence enhancers again.
I'm just a lowly technician, so don't mind my language.
I'm sorry, during what?
I'm just a lowly technician, all around real guy, so don't mind my language.
Oh, I think we've heard a lot.
Stefan, you're so funny.
Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes.
You are. You are. It's fun when you come in my scopes, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
I have to behave. I have to behave. Ignore Stefan Sears.
Well. Here nor there.
Well, guys, I hate to tell you this, but I am the keeper of time tonight. I was appointed, and we've got 5 minutes left before we start treading on the Ladies of Liberty, and I don't think they like us to tread on them.
Not necessarily, because James is usually just a little bit off on his time. Like, him and Boogie cannot keep time very well, so.
I've noticed Boogie's been...
5 minutes or two. It's all good. I'm just kidding.
Nice, Bill.
But their schedule is not really a schedule, it's their schedule. And it's not the schedule.
Well, thanks, Denise, for inviting me to come on with you guys tonight. It's good to see everybody.
We're
Same here.
so
Glad you're here.
Good. We hope you come back, Miss Pepper.
Yeah.
Of course.
You are welcome anytime. Every week, any week, anytime. We have a whole bunch of other people, too, that we're missing tonight because I think they were trying to make room for our visit with Scott. So you'll have to come back and have the whole crew here, too.
Oh, cool. Nice. I will come back.
Every week you are invited. So, Bill, do you think we ought to start saying our good nights?
Yeah, I think so. But everybody stay on after until everything's done.
Okay.
You can't click off until the internet throws the boxes off.
Okay, first up at the top is, because she keeps changing her thing, is Pepper Potts, or Jilly Pepper. You can say goodnight, Jilly. Pepper.
I think she's muted. Might want to move on and come back to Mrs. Pepper.
He's used to certain protocols from the Bang Bang Bar, I think. Utah.
Sorry, I was interrupted.
All right, Jilly Pepper, say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night, Pepper.
Rusty, Iceman.
Oh, sorry, I had to excuse myself. Everybody have a great night, great weekend.
Grandma Sears. I mean, Stefan.
You ain't me, bro. No, everybody, MAGA on. It's always a pleasure, and people are brilliant, and enjoy them. I got them.
Scott of West Texas.
Edward Snowden is marrying a stripper pole dancer.
Is it Stormy?
Thanks for joining us.
Beth, the mouth of the South Duffy.
Peace out.
Peace out. Kimmy Jong-un of the infamous show My Favorite Things.
I just want to remind everybody to get tickets to American Priority Conference and sign up. Let's see, use Scott1, SCOTT1 to try to get $150 off your ticket prices. And we're looking for volunteers. Oh, and somehow or another, I'm in charge of some of those people, volunteer people. This is going to be a problem. So.
Not for Kimmy Jong-un.
I've already told Tom that I'm not good at being in charge, but I'm willing to try.
Do what she says, or labor camp for all of you.
But we do need some volunteers. Go ahead.
Doc Martin, D Nice Martine, be nice, D Nice.
I guess I'll have to break down and be nicer this week so I can stay out of twit mode for a few days. I can catch up on the news. That's the most frustrating thing is when you go, okay, well, I'm just going to catch up. on what everybody's thinking. Even if I couldn't tweet, they said I could still look at it, and they let me for a day or two. Then they made it where every time I went, all it would do is take me back to the option or thing saying I was accused of hateful behavior. So I'm going to be back on tonight, and Mama, watch out.
You got a lot of
I got a lot of things I want to say. So I'm probably going to mute
I heard
going.
you like tip a cow over when it's sleeping.
Okay. So
ending the not on a personal, but ending the show. We're so glad y'all came. Wasn't it wonderful for Scott to come join us? We're so excited to host him, and we hope he comes back. Scott, don't forget. Number one, you've got a standing invitation, and number two, when you see a brown blur running at you in Texas, don't run the other way. It's me. I'm coming for a hug.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, I did have to
actually never seen a grid before.
One little point. I don't ask before I hug. I'm sorry, I don't give into that political bullshit. If I want to hug you, I'm going to hug you, and if you stiff arm me, then I'll say, okay, see you later.
Yeah, no, I will ask as I'm hugging. So that
Exactly.
it's like
You don't mind if I hug you now, do you?
Right. There's no preempt. No, I'm with you.
No, that's like, I'm sorry, if you're on a date and the man has to ask you if he can kiss you, then I'm sorry, you already missed the moment. Gotta be quicker next time. Gotta be fast.
100%. You asked me if you can kiss me, then no, you cannot.
I'm be going. You're asking for permission. Where is my knight in shining armor that was going to sweep me off my feet into a mad, passionate kiss? I mean,
I'm trying to teach my son that, but it's toxic nowadays, so it's kind of a.
Well, you can either give in to the.
I was like, be toxic. Just go with your toxic self, bro.
That's right.
And by the way, Scott Presler, you have amazing hair, sir.
I mean, don't kiss somebody that obviously doesn't want you to kiss them. Like, it's not just free market here. Like, you can't just go everybody, but
you can't.
But I'm not to the asking before I do it stage yet either.
If we're on a date and you've made me giggle, then yes, you can kiss me.
Well, I'll know that when I take you out next time. Just kidding. Hey, did your wife catch that? She might have competition. Her and Chrissy might have competition. I might kiss better than them.
I'm apparently a polygamist.
I'm Texan.
I'm thinking about putting on a wig and some lipstick and jumping in on that contest.
Uh-oh.
You just want to mud wrestle with Christy and Beth.
That's right.
Oh my Lord! How the conversation disintegrate.
Oh, for the record, Denise, my wife saw Kimmy last night, and she's like, she's pretty fucking hot. I don't know where you talked to her, and it's like, what the fuck?
I told you she is hot.
Tell her that
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you got a compliment from my wife, even.
Tell her I said thank you.
No, yeah, that won't go over very well. I'll try it. Maybe fireworks.
Probably not.
Okay,
Not
so
if she was already making a comment. That was, you better not ever make a comment about her being pretty ever again in your life.
I never did.
You. In code.
Not to her, at least, but.
Okay,
we're going in the
we
week
think Kimmy is beautiful. If you notice, the conservative side has all the beautiful women. We believe in shaving, and that helps a lot.
Keeper of the time. It is now 11:04.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I said. Peace out.
Y'all did that on purpose. You got me distracted.
Thanks, Scott. Love you, bro.
Don't leave. Don't leave yet.
Yeah,
And
don't leave.
Everyone, do not leave.
So, to finish.
Bye, y'all.
To finish. So, check out the shows up on top. I gotta squeeze it in here. Trust and Verify on Sunday night. Boogie Bumper Monday through Wednesday. Kimmy Jong-un on Thursday night with My Favorite Things. What's the other one?
Pirate Radio on Friday.
Pirate Radio on Friday night.
The starting block, Wednesday morning, 5:30 a.m. Eastern. The starting block.
The Mac Files, Chris Mac 44 on 44 hours a week. Who else? Tamara Lee and Brett Hammercheck. Anyway, Brett Hammercheck on I think Tuesdays. Is that right?
I have no idea.
Right. Anyway, Tamara Lee, Trend On, and our show. Promises Kept Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And wait, chocolate liver?
The Speakeasy on at 9.
Like you.
Oh boy.
Hey Phil, Pepper does have a regularly scheduled scope that she does every morning. I think at 5 a.m. Well, my time. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was just mentioning. Was Pepper Potts at 6.
Yeah,
Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you.
And it's a devotional. Like it's a good. I mean, I don't watch it because I'm
start your day.
Daily devotional, right?
Yeah, that's about the time I'm going to bed, so I usually catch it and retweet it. But it's like 10 minutes, so it's not like an hour, 4 hours, or 2 or 4 hours. There you go, Kimmy. But it's only 10-minute devotional, so you can get up when a lot of people get up that time to get ready for work. So it's perfect for that, but it's perfect for me too because that's when I'm going to bed.
Right, Scott? Because I can cleanse myself before I go to bed and feel good. She cleanses us and gives us good pieces of word.
And I think
Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific.
I would not want to be responsible for cleansing any of you.
So you can.
Gosh, it's a good thing I know y'all now because if this was a long time ago, my mama would let me hang out with any of you people. No, I'm joking.
So you can email us your nasty comments to winningtv@protonmail.com, or you can give me a few.
To Phil D'Angelo's attention.
Yeah. Or you can give me a few pennies for a new mouse over at Patreon or PayPal. Oh, good night, everybody. Check out the next show coming up is LOL. They're already
on. We got to get on.
Yeah, they're on.
The chop chop.
Okay, chop chop.
Catch y'all later.
Yes, please send me your nasty comments at Proton Mail. Thank you. Microphone.